Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Fastenal Winter Series here on V-Speed Racing Network. Glad to have all of y'all here tonight as we get ready to take on Thompson Speedway in the Tour Mods and for another race in what it's been an incredible season so far, and going to look to continue that trend here tonight at Thompson Speedway. With me tonight, got the old wrecking crew. Chuck Phelps, Dakota Wilson, and myself, Eddie Smith. We're glad to be calling the race for you tonight, and going to have a lot of fun. It should be a pretty fun track to take on. Chuck, how are we feeling tonight? We've got Tour Mods at Thompson. You talked to some people before the race. What did you come up with, and what are you expecting to see tonight?
Oh, once again, thanks, Eddie, for having me. Welcome, everybody. I expect some good short track racing again. Looking at the practice times, the top six are running 18.7, so they are just separated by tenths or even thousandths. So at practice times, it looks like the top six are right there. As usual in this car, I know the tires are real loose at the beginning. It takes a little bit for them to come in. But something that was pointed out to me and that I was watching, the walls are not uniform here. On the exits of the corners, the walls kind of dip back in a little bit. So those drivers that might be on the outside, might be real careful on rubbing them tires on that outside wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dakota, man, how you doing tonight? Glad to have you. What's Dakota feeling like tonight?
I think it's probably going to be the best show that the Modifieds put on. I actually run a handful of laps here earlier just to kind of get some talking points, and like to piggyback off what Chuck said, if you don't run that wall just right, you're going to hit it, because probably out of the 15 laps I hit the wall probably about 20 sometimes. So it's definitely going to be a fine line of running the correct line, and probably ended up over the wall.
Well, Dakota, tell us a little bit about this track. Give us some of that history that you got on Thompson Speedway. I mean, you already talked about it. It seems like it's going to be a pretty fun track tonight. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, of course, it's located in Thompson, Connecticut. It was originally opened in 1940, and it's got 26 degrees of banking, which I absolutely love high bank racetracks. I was reading online, they only host about 6 or 7 events a year, so it's kind of a hot ticket item up there, up north. So if you find yourself in the area whenever they run a race, I highly suggest going and check one of them out.
Well, that is some good info, and man, I'm looking forward to it. I think you're absolutely right. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This track is man, it almost makes you think of like a slot car where you just drive off the corner, and the banking, it gives you a big old hug as you go through the middle of the corner, and you can keep these cars fast, and it seems like you really roll the center really quickly, and with that big, it's 26-degree banking makes a big difference as far as that goes. Let's take a look at the standings here, and Craig Lautenslager up front by 1 point over Eric Schaefer. And look at this top five. The top five only separated by 5 points as we get towards the end of this tour mod. I mean, we definitely see these short track guys have been sort of the tail of the tape so far in this season. As we transition into the ARCA and the truck, how's that going to change? Who's going to go from maybe the back down here and move up the standings? I mean, look how tight it is. I mean, 12 points, 14 points separate first through ninth. That's pretty incredible if you think about it. And you look at the wins there, Alex Coffey, Alex Huffman, and Mikey Neal there. So a lot of opportunity for others to jump up there, and a lot of movement can happen tonight, and it all can happen with just one incident with that no fashion repair. So surprise. I mean, Craig Lautenslager, are y'all surprised to see him up front?
I don't want to say surprised, but only because, I mean, I get practice laps or hot laps or qual laps, but short track racing, especially open field short track racing, you could be an alien and just barely clip the wall just right, or rub wheels with somebody, and your night's done. So somebody that plays it safe or has the racecraft to get through the mayhem could end up being the proverbial dark horse winner, or the dark horse podium finisher. And you got to be consistent for 150 laps.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, qualifying currently underway as we'll check out Timothy Stubblefield here, going to lay down a qualifying lap. He's on lap number 1 as we go. We don't normally cover qualifying, but might as well. This is a fun track, so it'll be fun to see how these guys navigate this qualifying and just kind of get a taste of what kind of racing we're going to see here tonight. See, running that top line and, I mean, just putting a lot of wheel into it, trying to get the speed up. Right now, Timothy Stubblefield in the 11th position. We'll see if he can improve on that right here.
Eddie, I have a request for you, and I'm sorry for my poor administrative abilities. I can't find the broadcast link, and I have somebody requesting it. Can you send that to me or tell me what it is, please?
If you go up into the MPI Xfinity Series Discord there, Chuck, you'll see there's a broadcast link channel. And if you'll click in there, you'll have the cam link and the broadcast link. So that'll be. But we're watching Parker Bland right here, who is taking their qualifying. They're on their second lap right now, a 19.2. And you see how much counter steering they're having to do off the corner. But just interesting to see. I don't really see anybody going down to the bottom. You just really want to drive in the corner to let the car push up the track. But good for about 13th for Parker. Eric Schaefer, second in points, starts his qualifying run in the Ford machine. And it looks like there's a lot of movement in these tour mods here, Dakota. It seems like it's kind of, you see them sliding around a little bit. They don't seem very, I don't know, they don't seem too stable. It seems like you're kind of throwing the front end around trying to get that car to turn. Are you seeing the same thing there?
Yeah, I think part of that's, Thompson's got a pretty long straightaway, so you're putting all that power down, and you got to get it slowed down somehow to get to try to make it through the turn. So it's as we'll see Schaefer get a little wicked loose there. Definitely trying to get slowed down from the long straightaways. It's kind of hard to nail down a precise line, but I'm sure as the race goes on, you're going to see these guys really fine tune it and start making some hay.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, tell you what, let's talk to our points leader. I think that'll be an interesting conversation to have. He hasn't made a qualifying run, so I don't know if he is going to. I'd be scared to jump in here and mess up his qualifying run. But we're going to grab him anyway. Greg Lautenslager, we got you in the booth right now. You got a copy? Craig, you got Eddie, Dakota, and Chuck in the booth. You got a copy?
I was just readjusting my mic.
Oh, okay. Man, well, we were sitting there looking at the points, and, man, you snuck in there on us, and you're sitting there on top of the point standings. Talk a little bit about your season. I mean, with a 1-point lead in the standings over Nick Schaefer, Eric Schaefer, you got to feel pretty good about how the season's gone so far.
Yeah, it's gone out better than to plan. The first 2 cars I literally never touched in iRacing before the series, so if I wanted to have a chance at winning the Xfinity Winter Series, I knew I had to do well on them, but I didn't expect necessarily to be leading. But here we are, and obviously in a great position going into the last 3 cars of the series, which are kind of more my cup of tea. But yeah, I can't really ask for much better spot than I'm in right now.
Well, I mean, tell me a little bit about this track and car. What have you noticed so far? What's going to be the challenge that you face tonight?
Grip out there. These things have 0 aero, basically no aero on them whatsoever. And just maybe try to save my tires and avoid wrecks, I think is going to be the key. It gets very tight out of the corners, and I think a lot of people are going to be going around doing that. So just keep the car clean and then just try to move through the field and save those tires.
All right. Well, man, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Good luck out there, and we'll maybe be talking to you at the end of the race.
All right. Thanks, man.
Well, I mean, he sounds cool, calm, and collected. What do y'all say? It sounds like he's ready to go, and maybe that's the reason why he's the points leader. He doesn't seem to be rattled at all, and so far he hasn't put down a qualifying lap, so he must be going to start in the back. So interesting call there.
I'd piggyback on that as well. He did sound very calm and not overconfident, but cautious confidence. Especially, he just told us he doesn't have a lot of experience in this car. So, yeah, I'm impressed with that interview.
Yeah, right now, watching on board with Warren Kyle Keith as he is a late entry into the qualifying here, and he comes home in 6th as we take a look at your qualifying times, and that will pretty much do it. I don't see anybody else going to jump out into the on the track and make a lap. So Cody Kinsey, Matthew Jorgensen, and Craig Lautenslager, they're going to not put down a qualifying lap, and there is going to be your grid. So let's go ahead and go through that. We'll give everybody a shout out as we go through the grid here. And no doubt, no surprise, we've got Alex Huffman on the pole with Kyle Benson going to start in the 2nd place. And Chuck, you'll take 10th through 19th if you want to. In 3rd is going to be Jonathan Cofield, Eric Schaefer in the 4th position. In 5th is going to be Stephen Harlow. Expecting to see some good things out of him tonight. Warren Kyle Keith there in the 6th spot. In 7th, going to be Blaine Wilson with Alex Coffey in the 8th spot. 9th is going to be Johnny Shade with Charles Stevens Jr. in the 10th spot.
Continue on. In 11th, we have Jason Hastings. In 12th, we have Shane Wyatt. In 13th, we have Adam Lancaster. And in 14th, we have Timothy Stubblefield. In 15th, we have Parker Bland. And in 16th, we have Barry Mapp. In 17th, we have Craig Lautenslager, and 18th is Cody Kinsey. And in 19th, we have Matthew Jorgensen, or AKA Jorgie. And there you go.
Heck yeah, good job, Chuck. Well, let's talk a little bit about what to expect tonight on the race analysis. And 150 laps, fix that up, and we got that intermission at lap 70. Give these guys a break, go down, get their one set of tires they have in the pits, and gotta kind of calm down and get figure out what you missed on the first run and try to improve upon it. So gonna be a cool little deal to see how that plays out. But short track racing, man, we love it. Last week was wild as we had some wrecks towards the end of the race. I mean, it was a pretty messy race, but man, that last lap crash involved like 3 or 4 of the top 5 was pretty wild, and they actually had to go back and reset the field. Who crossed the finish line was kind of changed after the fact because of just a race altering wreck. So anything can happen in these short tracks. A lot of these guys, some of them got a lot of experience in short tracks, some don't, and so it's got a wide variety of experience. Who knows how to do what on short tracks, and sometimes it's just a big concoction of mess. And we've seen that over the last 4 or 5 races. Tonight, I don't expect any less because that, as y'all already highlighted, those the corners of those the exits of the corners are pretty tough. So,
like you said, it's not simply short track; it's open wheel short track. It's a whole nother dynamic that I think some of these guys are used to. On the NASCAR side of the house, we can bang doors, we can bang fenders. You can't do that in these cars.
Well, Dakota, they've got that little push bar there for a reason. The Nerf bar's going to get some use tonight, I would imagine, being that everybody's going to be fighting for that one particular lane. When you're going to use it? Going to use it early? Going to use it late? What's the plan as far as using that little Nerf bar there?
Well, I'm one. I'll use it from the get-go. If you're holding me up, I'm gonna let you know it. And at the same time, if I'm holding somebody up, I don't hold no ill will if they're going to use it against me. So I'd look for some beating and banging to get that early position, fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think track position going to be pretty important. And so as soon as you can get up there and get that taken care of and move them, that might be a good thing to do. I want to thank our sponsors, of course, Fastenal. We've already talked about them, but MPI, SimWrap Market, and Martin Sports. I want to thank all of our sponsors. They'll be rotating through the race, and we'll have some commercials for them down the line, but could not do it without those sponsors. A big deal, and glad to have them on board for this winter series. So 150 laps here tonight, and we're getting ready to get these cars rolling here soon. Alex Huffman going to lead us down to the green flag with Kyle Benson on the outside with Jonathan Cofield inside on the bottom on the second row, and Eric Schaefer on the outside. Barney's got the green flag is in hand, and green flag is out here at Thompson.
I already saw a little Nerf bar action mid-pack there, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, it is wild. Guys fighting for all kinds of real estate as Alex Huffman does have the lead for now, but he has got Kyle Benson all over the back bumper of that machine already, and you could see, I mean, Kyle Benson really driving hard through the middle of the corner, but Alex Huffman gets the run off. And so far, I mean, we could see all kinds of different driving styles taking over. Everybody, though, fighting for that top line like we talked about. A couple drivers trying to cut the exit, get a better run down the straightaway. But right now, Alex Huffman out to a 3-10 lead early as we're kind of single file here. Now, one driver, Matthew Jorgensen's down on pit road already as he pulls down right at the beginning of the race. I don't know. I think he's got a 40-second hold or something. I'm not sure from the last race.
That's correct. I'm listening to race control, Eddie. He's serving a penalty from previous race.
Gotcha. So he'll go down quite a few laps. Going to be pretty hard to get that back, I would imagine, as he's 3 laps down now. About to go down a few more. Oh, we got a little bit of side-by-side action between Warren and Kyle Keith and Stephen Harlow. As Harlow able to get that spot back from Warren, and they actually make a little contact. Saw some sparks coming out of the back of that 5 machine.
Something else to note, Eddie, I looked at the race info and the session info. Track state carried over from qualifying or from race, or excuse me, track state carried over from one session to the other. So if you can see there's already marbles on that high side, so they're going to have to be careful on that high side as well.
Up front, it is still Alex Huffman, although Kyle Benson was trying to catch up to Alex there at the beginning. Now starting to fall back into the hands of that red and black number 4 machine of Eric Schaefer, who has been fast all season long, and he's second. That's your second place just by 1 point. He's back on Craig. Lautenschlager is going to go down to the inside, try to make a move, but maybe something we see all night long where that bottom side, you just need to be able to run all the way out to the wall and exit, and he wasn't able to do that. And it's almost like Bristol where you try to go down to the bottom side and the run off the top is just too strong. So Eric not able to complete that pass. He had a great run through the middle of that corner, just not able to do anything with it. But everybody minding their P's and Q's and playing nice right now. You know, Dakota, you think that's a result of this car and track, or what do you think is causing everybody to kind of be spread out single file at the moment? We don't really see any side-by-side action right now as we're only 12 laps into this race.
Yeah, I think, you know, everybody's got pretty good spacing, so there's really no battles going on right now. So maybe once we get to the stage break, you know, these guys they'll crank it up to 11, and we'll start getting some beating and banging.
Watch out the back end of Kyle Benson is trying to keep pace with Alex Huffman, but is Eric Schaefer. You guys talked about at the beginning of the race. Got to watch out for that wall, especially once you start pushing the car, and he almost gets in the wall. Kind of does a little left-hand turn off the exit to try to keep off the wall, and you know, without fenders on these things, you do not want to get up there and hit that right front into that wall. That's a race ender, no fast repair. You don't really come back from that. So go back here and check on Alex Coffey, who started in the 8th position, really hasn't moved up that much just yet. Shane Wyatt in that 27 machine has been the biggest mover. This has gained 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's up to 9th. So he's been able to make some passes, but on board with Alex Coffey, you see, just feels like it looks like he's kind of just stuck here, nowhere to go. And be interested to see if tire wear becomes a factor as we get on into this run. But it seems like it's going to be difficult to make a pass on somebody. We'll see. He might just be one of those situations where you have to wait on a mistake on somebody to maybe get into the wall or slide up out of the groove. But you see Alex Coffey kind of searching around, going down to the bottom, then trying to go all the way up to the top just to try to find some speed. But look right there in the middle as the steering wheel goes all the way over to the left-hand side. I mean, just a complete 90-degree turn. And so it seems like this car is very, very tight in the middle, and guys are trying all kinds of stuff to get it to turn. Back up to second place, Eric Schaefer now back to the back bumper of Kyle Benson. We'll see if he can do something with that 70 machine. Alex Huffman has been able to get away for about half a second now as Schaefer, you start to see him getting a little impatient, ready to go. He feels like he's got a fast enough car to get up there and battle with Alex. But he's going to have to get around Kyle first. Jonathan Cofield joining this battle too. So a nice little battle for second place. We'll see what's the way to get around somebody. It just seems like it's going to be incredibly difficult to make these passes. If somebody can do it, Eric Schaefer is one of them.
I agree. Again, I wouldn't count out Cofield on that either. They're all showing some patience here, and there's a fine line there as well, in my opinion. I know I've said that before, but that fine line. But you don't want to burn this stuff up, even with the stage break at 70, because if you wait too long, you're not going to reel them in. But if you use yourself up too soon, you can certainly drop. So there's a fine line. When do you back off and when do you go for it? I
mean, you see Schaefer being very aggressive, and honestly, it looks like he's trying to force Kyle Benson into a mistake, just running right on the back bumper, and Kyle did kind of get into the wall out of shape a little bit, and there he goes. He's going to bounce off the wall again. So Eric Schaefer definitely doing a great job putting the pressure on, but honestly, looks like you're going to have to get physical. If you're going to get around somebody, Eric going to look down to the inside now, see if he can make the pass. He can't do a slide job, but looks like Kyle Benson kind of helped facilitate that pass, and Eric Schaefer up to the second spot as Cofield now going to look to try to follow him through. But a good job by Kyle Benson to get back in line and not lose a couple spots there. But, textbook pass there as tires start to wear out. He just drove down into the bottom after getting a really good run off the corner. It looks like Kyle starting to struggle a little bit, so now he's under fire from Cofield.
Yeah, that was a good recovery for Kyle to get back down and prevent Cofield from following through, but Cofield's right there for sure.
Yeah, and those three battling really helped Alex Huffman kind of pad that lead, and I kind of want to give a shout out to him. You see him sporting a Kevin Harvick-esque paint scheme. He actually accepted a job with Stewart Haas Racing, and he started there I think last week or 2 weeks ago. So how badass is it that you got to be part of the last week of Kevin Harvick's Cup career and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I think he actually wrapped Cole Custer's car, if I remember correctly. So, he wrapped a championship-winning car, or at least had a hand in it for sure. So, how about that? Really cool for our Xfinity champion. Just a hell of a guy on here. Does great work on iRacing, and now he's doing it in real life. So, just kind of living the dream, man. If you ask me, taking sim racing and applying it to your real life and actually getting a job in the industry, just pretty incredible. Really awesome for Alex Huffman. And right now he's enjoying a 1.1 second lead over Eric Schaefer as Schaefer's starting to cut into that lead just a little bit, and Alex is going to have to deal with some lap traffic. I think that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. These guys don't want to go a lap down, so how much are they willing to move out of the way, or will they fight to stay on the lead lap? As looks like Barry Knapp going to give the outside to Alex Huffman. Really respectful move there. But I would imagine it would be really tough if somebody wanted to stay on the lead lap. It really could be really tough to for the leader to get around them. So we'll see if that plays a factor, especially if this run goes long here. But so far, green flag. How about that, guys? So we've had some really tough races so far this season. And at the moment, we have been 34 laps without a caution flag. That's pretty impressive and good to see it.
Yeah, we're coming up on halfway to the stage break. So, yeah, I think a part of that is after last week, guys are getting some experience of knowing what this car can and can't do for those that don't have as much experience and have nothing to do a repeat of last week. But yeah, we're halfway to the stage break right now.
Well, we're watching a credible battle as actually Stephen Harlow uses the lap car of Barry Knapp as a pick. And so Warren Kyle Keith's going to fall back a couple spots there as he was trying to get around that 5 machine. So really cool battle here, and you see in the lap car sort of being a factor. It's going to be tough. It seems like it's sort of a one-lane track, and so right now Stephen Harlow trying to hold off Blaine Wilson. Is Blaine going to get right to the back bumper? Who makes maybe a little bit of contact here as Harlow going to hold on to that spot, but he's got Warren Kyle Keith all over the back bumper. It's a 3-way battle for the top 5. See Harlow really working that wheel, and we've seen that out of pretty much everybody's in-car cam, all the way over, and a lot of counter steers trying to keep that car under him. But he is under fire at the moment as, man, Blaine Wilson has been all over the back bumper now that Warren Kyle Keith is falling back a little bit. Well, wanted to take a moment while we're watching this battle to congratulate Logan Sturgeon and his wife on a brand new baby boy, and for the MPI Xfinity family. I mean, sort of the brainchild of Logan Sturgeon. So the racing you see right now is, sort of a result of him and a lot of hard work and some ideas that he had. And so we definitely want to congratulate him for his newborn baby boy at 3:15 this afternoon. So Logan, if you're watching, congratulations to you and your family, and we look forward to seeing you back on the track when y'all get back. So, man, look at this, Blaine Wilson trying to get to the inside. We almost had a 3-wide situation there. I don't know if that would have worked. I wanted to see it though.
I saw that too. I was like, are we gonna go 3 wide?
Warren Kyle Keith, he's ready to go, man. He is stuck back here in 7th spot, and he is now watching this battle. Is Blaine Wilson going to go down to the inside? Oh, they almost make contact down the front straightaway. Going down into turn 1, Stephen Harlow just slings her around the top side like a Hot Wheels car and holds on to that spot.
Just don't know the lower you're on track at this, with 44, 45 laps on the tires. I don't know at this point if there's grip in the tires to make a bottom side move work.
Yeah, and now they're dealing with the lap traffic. Oh my God. They made a little contact there. That's scary. Now, while all this is going on, Eric Schaefer has started to run down our leader. As you can see, out the front windshield of Eric Schaefer. We'll go back to that battle in a minute, but Eric has been able to slowly creep in on that number 2 machine as every lap or so, every other lap, he's like 1/10 faster. So he is slowly creeping in. Not sure if he'll make it to him in time for the 70-lap break, but he's definitely run him down. Definitely the fastest car on the track by quite a bit. He's the only one in the 19.1s. He can definitely lay him down pretty quickly there. So, battle between Adam Lancaster, Shane Wyatt on the track. This is for the 9th position Shane, one of the biggest movers, made up a lot of spots, but now Adam Lancaster said, I want to be the biggest mover, as they're both battling right now, both of them up 3 spots. They make a little contact in the middle of the corner. And, whoa, what a slide job by Adam. Gets a little help there. It says, excuse you, and drops the 17 back to the 11th position. So already, man, we're getting physical. I love it. Yeah, we're not even halfway yet.
Yeah, I think with the tires starting to wear out, and we've been green this whole time. I think you're gonna see a lot more slipping and sliding, and guys being able to get up, next to the guy in front of them and create these little bit of hairy moments.
I agree, and I know it's not a stage break in regards to like stage points or playoff points or anything like that, but track position is key. So as we get closer to the break, I think guys are going to be more aggressive because of the importance of track position. So at this point, I think guys are going to be more aggressive to get what they can get, so they have a better starting position after the break.
Yeah, we're seeing times drop off of about 3 or 4 tenths. So, with track position being in mind, I mean, do you think we'll see anybody take 2 tires? I mean, you basically throw away a set if it doesn't work. But do you think we'll see any of that, on this little intermission pit stop? Do we see anybody not taking any tires, trying to hold that track position? What do y'all think as far as 2 tires go, or any kind of tire strategy?
I don't think we'll see anybody not take any, because you're not, because it's a break, it's an intermission. So taking no tires, or even 2, and this is just my opinion, Eddie, to answer your question, there's no benefit. It's not a live pit stop. It's a break. We're going to go into the pits, and there's an intermission. So there's no race off a pit road per se. There's no advantage in it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I do definitely feel like an idiot now, because you're absolutely right. And, sometimes when you put your brain on autopilot as you're clicking and finding camera angles and stuff, sometimes you say just some dumb stuff, and that's something that I definitely did right there. But good on you to find that out and get that fixed for me.
No, and I wasn't throwing you under the bus.
No,
there,
I know. You're absolutely right. I didn't even think about that. So, yeah, everybody will come get 4 times.
But I get your mindset thinking it was just going to be a caution pit stop.
Oh.
Like not an intermission. I get what your mind was going.
Yeah, so if you ain't got the car, if you feel like you've been running it too hard, my goodness. The poor 49 of Jason Hastings about got run over a couple times there in the middle of the corner, trying to let those guys go. And both Alex and Schaefer almost get into it. Caution comes out.
We have a caution, one in the wall.
Johnny Shade, the 23, he was there battling with Shane White and Adam Lancaster. He goes around in our first caution of the night here on lap 58. And we'll go back and see real quick in just a second what happened to him. But it was pretty clean race up until that point.
Race control just said this is not the stage break. It won't come till lap 70, or if a caution comes out 5 laps within. So lap 65 or lap 70, if a caution comes out, it will be the break. But this is not the break, to clarify for our viewers.
All right, let's take a look at the replay here. Johnny Shade was battling with Shane White. We'll see what happened. That 23's been trying to dive off the exit of the corner. We'll see what happens right here. And just gets a little bit loose, and Adam was down there on the bottom and gives him a little bit of help in the just comes right down the track and gets into the 17 there. The 17 was inside of him.
I couldn't quite tell. I don't know if the 23 was already a little bit loose anyway, and then the 17 got into him.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you're looking at it on the screen right now. The 23 he had been trying to run that line where he just kind of drives straight down the track off the corner, and had been doing that, trying to get around Shane White. And you see right here, he's down on the inside. This is about a lap before that wreck. And you're going to see him just try to drive. He's just driving so hard here. And that car is just going to get a little bit loose. And once he does, you can see right here, he is all but sideways. And as he's trying to save it, Adam just know where to go. Gets in the back of him. Not really any fault of Adam's. So.
Right. I agree. I don't think that was egregious. It just 23 got loose coming off, trying to get what he could get. 17 just got into him.
Well, all right. We're going to have a nice little run to this stage. I don't think we'll see anything crazy, but, you know, I don't know. Does somebody want to win the stage that bad? I feel like, you know, just try to get to that stage. You don't have a fast repair to burn, so you want to take care of it best you can. No, I mean, is it worth it to try to go for that little intermission break, or just kind of ride it out, get there, get reset, and get back out there once the intermission's over? I mean, what y'all's feeling? I mean, on a restart, it seems like it's hard to pass. It may be a good opportunity to make up a couple spots, especially if you're on the back half of the top 10. So it could be a little crazy here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no points involved with this. This is an intermission, not a points-winning stage break. But I think there are some people that may want to get when they can get here for track position, because clearly track position is so important. And here we go.
Alex Huffman going to lead us down to the green flag. Barney's got the green flag in hand. Green flag is out. Just 7 laps to go until the intermission. And, man, look at this cluster. Three wide back here. Stephen Harlow in the middle. And they have been all over each other's. Alice Coffey going to give the 18 a bump in the middle of the corner. And they're beating and banging. Oh, it's Alice Coffey's going to get turned into the wall. Oh, make more contact. And we saw it coming.
Well, there's your answer, Eddie.
They were definitely trying to get all they could there on that restart. Man, that was wild and crazy.
I'm waiting to hear from race control, but this could potentially be the break. I'll let you know when I hear it from race control.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, let's go back and watch that from the chase cam of, my goodness, this is wild, on this restart. And you can see right here, got Warren Kyle Keith on the bottom, Blaine Wilson on the top. Shane White almost gets clobbered there by the 11 as the 11 pushes the 18, trying to get him out of the groove, then drives down 3 wide. A little bit of net code there, and when that happens, he bounces up in front of the 18, and that's where that wreck all starts. So all starts with the 11. I mean, just being aggressive, you know, and we wondered if they would do that. And you see right here, it pushes the 18 and just trying to shoot the gap right here off the corner.
Yeah, that's exactly what the question on the previous caution was. How aggressive are they going to be? Alex was trying to get every spot he could before the break, and I'm not saying that's a bad strategy, but that's the result of the aggressiveness. And this is, in fact, the intermission, Eddie. I just heard from race control.
All right. Well, they are all going down pit road. They're going to sit for about 8 minutes, and we'll take a little intermission break, and that'll give us a chance to show. Oh my Lord, falling apart here. Show some commercials and thank our sponsors, and we will be right back as we'll be right back with some ad reads, and we'll get back to racing.
Let's meet the supply chain technology lineup. Coil machines, a powerful combination of access, control, and traceability. Sensor devices, take what you need, the device reports who, what, and how much. Multi-use lockers, vend bulk items, manage assets, and pick up orders. And electronic bins, avoid stockouts with 24/7 inventory monitoring. The key to the game, a local blue team to keep your supply chain moving full speed ahead. Fastenal, where industry meets innovation.
Well, alrighty. Well, we are still under intermission. Want to thank our sponsors, and I definitely want to give them some airtime right in the best time of the race. So let's talk to some drivers. What do y'all say? Who y'all want to talk to? I'm gonna let y'all choose, and we'll get them down here and talk to them.
Well, let's talk about Coffee Bunsen and what he was trying to do. What if he was trying to get because of the importance of
All right, well, let's talk to him,
track
Chuck. Don't
position.
save your question and ask him. Let's do it. Here he is. Alex Coffey in the booth. Chuck, fire away, brother.
Alex, Chuck up here in the booth. How you doing, good sir?
Doing pretty good. Wish we got tangled up with my teammate there, but net code got us between me and Warren a little bit. So
Right. So
it
that's a
happens.
question on the mindset. Certainly not, calling you out or anything by any means, but we were talking before that restart, what the mindset is. This is not a points intermission, but track position is so important. Is that what your mindset was? Trying to get what you could before we went to the intermission and just a little aggressive or just, bang some wheels there? Or what was the mindset there? Were the cars slowing up or what? Just talk us through that real quick.
Well, they were three wide in front of me. I mean, we were trying to get some track position, but they were three wide in front of me, and I tried to ride the high lane with Blaine there, and he got washed up by the middle car a little bit. So I tried to follow middle off four, and wasn't enough room for three modifieds there.
Right. So what's your mindset going further with this? Be aggressive, get what you can on the fresh tires starting out, or a little, I don't know, cautiously aggressive? What's your mindset going back green?
I don't know. We brought some garbage trucks tonight, so trying to get the best finish I can. Just get some of these spots back, I guess. Not expecting to win, that's for sure.
I got you, brother. Well, good luck to you. And thanks for coming up into the booth with us.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. We'll try to put on a show for you.
All right. Well, there is Alex Coffey, and we got a request in chat. We got to talk to the Huffy. So we're going to bring Alex Huffman into the booth. Alex, this is Eddie, Chuck, and Dakota in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, we got a request to talk to you, so we wanted to see what you thought about it. The first part of the race, I mean, that Huffman Designs #2 machine looks pretty fast, as Eric Schaefer was kind of running you down towards the end. But talk a little bit about how the car's handling and how you're going to keep that top spot as we're just about halfway.
Just try to stay consistent. Try not to use up the tires. That's all I was doing. I saw Eric running me down, and I was just looking down at the laps, like, what's the brake? And they're like 70, and I was like, oh, that's fine. I was just cruising, saving my right front. And I was like, well, what's the point here? Because it's about to be the end of the segment or whatever you want to call it. And just kind of chilling here now, trying to see how this race is going to turn out. I got a feeling I'll probably get dumped or something, most likely, with how this track is.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting track. I mean, it seems like it's a lot of fun to drive, but you've seen some guys try to make passes on you, and seen other guys. You've been dealing with lap traffic. I mean, what's the trick to getting around somebody, you think? It seems like there's been a lot of YOLO in trying to make passes, but it seems like you almost have to get physical to get around somebody if they're trying to hold you up.
Don't know. I mean, I guess it's just full YOLO and pray you catch traction with the right size and that before you hit the wall, I guess, if you throw a slider. But I don't know. I hope I ain't got to find that out. If I do, I feel sorry for him because I ain't got no practice on it.
Well, man, good job so far. Led every lap, and I know you probably want to continue to do that. So good job so far. Good luck the rest of the race, man.
Thank you.
There you go, Alex Huffman. We got a couple minutes left. Dakota, who you want to talk to? Dakota, who you want to talk to? Bring up into chat.
Let's bring in Kyle Benson.
Oh, heck, let's bring him in here. Kyle Benson in the chat. Dakota has caught up with him.
Hey, Kyle, is Dakota, Eddie, and Chuck in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know y'all are getting ready to roll back green here, but you fired off strong there in that first segment, and you think maybe you burnt your tires up a little bit, and don't give away all your secrets, but you got something up your sleeve to where maybe you can get up there and mix it up with Huffman and Schaefer.
I'd hope so. I don't know. We're slowly figuring it out. Just really depends on what we can do here. If I can keep my rear tires on, I think I'll be all right. But it just depends what happens in front of me.
Yeah, certainly. Like I said, you fired off and you was looking strong, and you kind of faded back there. But you've got half a race to go, so we'll let you get back. I know y'all are fixing to go green. Just wanted to give you a holler, and good luck the rest of the race.
Hey, appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Tell he's ready to go. He is all focused up and ready to roll. I got a couple caution laps here until we go back green. And man, I tell you, I got a hard time thinking that the winner is going to come from anywhere other than maybe the top 3 or 4. So if you're back in the top 10 or so, I don't know how you're going to make it to the front, guys. I mean, it's going to take a lot of luck, maybe some contact from the front runners. It just seems like this track, and Alex Coffey talked about it, said they're driving garbage trucks out there, and it seems like it's just really hard to turn these cars.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to hope for a caution and hope that you're not in it. Shuffle some of the guys in front of you, to the back and creep your way up that way, because we've seen it. Passing has been extremely hard.
Well, everybody has 4 tires and fuel. You see Eric Schaefer blinking out a little bit there. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue that affects the rest of his race, but some connection issues. Always a threat. And here lately, it just seems like it's been a little bit rough there for the for iRacing servers. We've seen a lot of disconnects out of folks that are normally pretty solid, so... As we get ready to go green, as always, thanks Fastenal for their being the title sponsor of this winter series. Been a great partner, and I think sort of the perfect sponsor for a series like this. It's just such a cool idea. I mean, we've seen Dirt to Daytona many times, but it's just a great way to have a winter series. Winter series are historically just sort of. Let's have fun. Let's do something wacky, do something we've never done before, and just have a good time and try something new and just take a break from, the real competitiveness of some of these seasons. I mean, Sunoco and MPI both extremely competitive, where you have to put a lot of focus in what you're doing. And, it's good to have these moments where you can take a break, have some fun, do something that you've never done before, and just kind of let your hair hang out, and just have a good amount of fun. I know a lot of guys are ready for the second half of this schedule. We already talked to Craig earlier, who felt like in the round for the ARCA car and the trucks, a lot of folks are excited about that, and hell, I am too.
And I think that's a part of the comfort zone of people's racecraft or cars that they aren't normally used to driving. It's a double-edged sword. You're excited to drive something new and the novelty of it and stuff, but yeah, you kind of get out of your comfort zone. So then you have the anticipation of getting back into vehicles that you're more used to driving, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like the first race of each round, everybody's excited to try a new car, and then they get a couple races in there. Like, all right, I'm ready for the next one. I think you're right. I think though once that we get to the NASCAR big track cars, I think everybody will get a lot more comfortable, and we'll see some. Likely, the racing's only going to get better as we keep going down this schedule.
Yeah, definitely. The one race that I got circled is the truck race at Knoxville. I think I'm gonna try to sweet talk the admins and let me run that one, because you put me in a truck on dirt, I'll give you some highlight film there for you.
Well,
Yeah,
there
I
you
think-
go. We got some good pre-broadcast intel from our fellow broadcaster Eddie. So we'll be, I guess Dakota will be our in-car camera guy, right?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It might be a good time to bring out the broadcaster slash driver. So be a fun one. Getting ready to go green here. Wanted to highlight maybe one guy, Craig Lautenschlager, our points leader, up 9 spots. He's up in the 8th spot, so he has been able to figure out ways of getting around folks. So be on the lookout for that number 15 machine who keeps finding his way up towards the front. Lap 76 to 150. We've seen some guys be aggressive. Warren Kyle Keith, no surprise to see him be aggressive, but Adam Lancaster has also been throwing that car around, doing some crazy sliders, just trying to make some sort of pass and make something happen. Who's going to be the next? And we see Stephen Harlow there in 5th, been hanging around there all race long. What does he got in that machine? But Alex Huffman going to lead us down to the green flag. We're back green here on lap 76 and 150. You can already see Eric Schaefer trying to pounce early, as we've seen it be so difficult. Maybe on new tires you can make something happen. But man, look at all the racing we got going on side by side between Adam and Craig. Is Craig going to take over that 7th spot? So, oh my goodness, it's Parker Bland goes around. Caution out.
Gets it turned around. He's going forward again. Not sure what kind of damage Parker has. We'll see if he goes down pit road or how his steering is. And that's a big thing in these cars. You know, it's not so much, you know, banging a Nerf bar. It's the front end suspension on these things are so, I'm not saying they're made of glass, but they are delicate. So, you know, the wrong kind of hit or impact on a car or a wall, that could definitely mess the steering wheel inside the car. So we'll see if he goes down pit road or not.
Watching that replay there is, you know, it's hard to say exactly what happened, but I don't know. Parker kind of checked up a little bit. The 18 just lifts him up off the ground. And just sends the number 3 right up into the wall.
Eddie, can you share your screen again, please, sir?
Yep, sure can. Thank you for letting me know. I was watching on board with Parker here. You're going to see 18 getting in hot and just sends the 3 around.
And yes, Parker is going down pit road, so he must have some damage. Not sure if it's race ending or not, but he definitely is on pit road, guys.
See Parker leaving pit road after about 14 seconds, so it may not have been too bad. Of course, you really can't stay on pit road very long without losing a lap. So they may be trying to go down, get some more damage fixed, and keep going back down pit road every couple laps. But you know, it doesn't look too bad. Just kind of backed it into the fence. So hopefully that number 3 machine will keep going. So far, really only one car out of this race. Matthew Jorgensen, Cody Kinsey, Timothy Stubblefield, both 1 lap down. And Barry Knapp, the last car on the lead lap, in 16th. So we still have a pretty full field here with about a little over halfway.
Right, and Parker might have just gone down just to see what the damage was as well, just to assess it. He's already back there, no harm, no foul. Go down, check it out, see what's up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the car looks pretty good. I don't see any major damage. Do a little whoop around the back end and see, and honestly, looks fine. So that sprunk number 3 looks pretty solid. Don't see anything out of place, so might have gotten lucky there on that incident. All right, getting ready to go back green here. Huffman with control of the restart. Green flag is back out as Huffman gets a great jump as the battle is back here. My goodness, look how quickly it all changes. Kyle Benson. Oh my goodness, they're wrecking again.
Big wreck.
Blaine Wilson, the 23 or the 27 of Shane Wyatt, and Parker Bland again. Kind of happened about 4 rows deep. As we'll take a look at the replay, and it's involving like Craig Lautenschlager. And it looks like Shane Wyatt just giving him the business there in the middle of the corner, and then comes back down, and Craig gonna right hook Shane. I don't know if that is from, we'll go back to the restart and see if there's something to that, because it definitely looked like Shane was not happy with the number 15. As you kind of see, kind of felt like he was blocking him maybe, and Shane just continued to try to move him up out of the groove. On board with Shane Wyatt on that restart again as we watch. And look, I mean, he's just wearing him out going into the corner. And once they come off the corner, it's about 4 wide situation, and it's just cars piling in at that point. I don't know, what do you think, guys? I think there might have been something that happened before this caution that kind of brought that on.
Well, I mean, the way you're describing it, I mean, I mean, you're calling a spade there. You're calling it live, I mean, on the replay, but I'm not aware of any animosity between the two. But, I mean, yeah, Shane was wearing that back bumper out for sure. He was definitely using that Nerf bar.
Shane comes out of pit road and looks like he is going to have to wait here, as he may not have beaten the pace car and going to have to let the whole field go by. So he is going to go down 2 laps here after that incident. Not the way that number 27 Simrap Market machine wanted his race to go, but yeah, I don't know. You know, you wonder. You kind of always that racers, sim racers, real life racers, none of them forget, and so you never know. I mean, you're racing someone all race long that get on your nerves, and at some point, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but because we don't know, but it does happen. You get on there, you get aggravated with somebody, and you see them right in front of you. You go, "Dadgummit, I'm so tired of you," and just try to still. So that could have been that, or it could have just been just a mistake and over, just 2 cars coming together in the middle of the corner. It's hard to say, but
I agree. It could have even been from 2 seasons ago.
That's right. Yeah, Shane playing the long game. Knew Craig from a league 2 or 3 years ago and said, now's the time. But here we go on the restart. Look at Eric Schaefer. He was side by side into turn 1, but going up the track like that was not able to make it work. And, oh, man, we're in the wall again as Stephen Harlow, Warren Kyle Keith make contact there. But Jonathan Cofield takes over the second spot, as that was a wild restart, but we keep everything going straight, and we keep the green flag running as, man, Stephen Harlow continues to fall as, man, Charles Stevens gets knocked down to the inside and come back up on the track, and whoa, Parker Bland, what a great job to avoid that.
Wow,
Holy moly.
It looked like Charlie Stevens had it locked up. I don't think he meant to come back on. I think he was doing everything he could to keep that car from coming back up. I just think the momentum brought him back up. But we're going green still, so
yeah.
Good job, everybody in the field. Great record avoidance, good racecraft by everybody.
Take a look at this from Parker Bland's point of view. Look at this. Is Charles Stevens going to go down on the inside, saves it, but trying to keep that thing rolling. He comes back up on the track, and watch that. What a great job as caution now does come out. As we were watching that on the picture-in-picture, it looks like Jason Hastings has gone around, and that brings out yet another caution flag. But, man, I mean, that was a damn good job out of Parker Bland to miss that wreck.
Absolutely agree. And I will say, I don't think Charlie meant to. I think he had it locked up. But you look at that infield, that's grass. You're not slowing down. It's not asphalt there below the apron. There's no tire grip. And if he had the brakes on and the wheel locked, he's going for a ride. I mean, I can't see his telemetry, but I can't think for a minute that Charlie was trying to come back up on the track to make that turn. I think he was just along for the ride. But as you said, great job by Parker for wreck avoidance. Absolutely.
Yeah, taking a look at what brought out the caution, Jason Hastings just gets a little bit loose here on throttle. And you see him spinning all the way from middle off. And that 49 machine goes around, does a little 360 and drives away. But yeah, I mean, going back a couple laps, I mean, just a scary moment, and just, man, just an incredible job as we'll go on board with Parker as we'll watch what it looks like from their point of view. And you're going to see Charles Stevens go down there, and I mean, Parker can't see anymore, and all of a sudden, rip! Oh my God.
Yeah, that's great. If you have the time, go into Charlie's cockpit. Let's see what his point of view was, or his steering input, to see what he was trying to do to prevent from coming back on the track if we have the time.
Now let's take a look at that. On board with Charles Stevens, trying to get under Warren Kyle Keith, and right here, just makes a little bit of contact with Stephen Harlow. And I mean, at that point, once you're in the grass, you're not going to slow that machine up, no matter what kind of car it is. Once you're in the grass, you're going along for the ride. He's trying to just keep it straight.
Yeah, that wheel was cranked. You could see he was trying, but he's already sliding. There was no grip, no nothing, so.
Yeah, I mean, right there. I mean, you're not going to stop the car. He's trying to turn it, and, man, what incredible job by Parker Bland and Shane Wyatt to avoid that there. That could have been terrible. Oh, my goodness.
And actually, if you look at the back, you don't have to go back. As soon as Charlie's car hit the asphalt, his car stopped. So you could tell he was on the brakes, because as soon as he hit the apron, the asphalt apron, and it hit the bottom part of the track, his car did stop. So he was trying to slow the car down. It's not going to happen on grass.
No, I mean, even I race some grass has been historically like ice. But in real life, you hit that grass, there's really not much you can do. You just kind of lose all steering and, brakes. So you're just going to lock the tires up and slide them through that grass. So there's, kind of long for the ride. Luckily, though, you didn't hit the inside wall, because that could have been pretty disastrous. But getting ready to go green here, Alex Huffman with Jonathan Cofield now on the outside. We saw Schaefer have a really good restart. couldn't make turn 1 work on the outside, and now they go down into 1-2. Alex going to have the lead. Schaefer trying to fight off that 58. Jonathan Cofield has been quietly running up in that top 3 all race long. As here comes Alex Coffey. We talked to him just a few minutes ago, and there he is in the 4th position, leaning all over that 58 machine. He is wasting no time trying to get up towards the front. Gonna have to kind of settle in as, oh man, we got some people against the wall. Johnny Shade, he goes scattering. As everybody trying to get positions, but we go back up front. And it's Schaefer now to the back bumper of the 2. And we're deadlocked from 1st all the way back to about 8th position.
We have side-by-side battles. The first side-by-side in the field is the 22 and the 5, and actually the number 5 just got past the 22.
Yeah, they seem to have been battling all night long. They just can't get away from each other. As now they're trying to run down Adam Lancaster, but we stay here on the lead and see what Schaefer can do in this number 4 machine. Just haven't seen anybody be able to make a pass, especially for the lead, so we'll see if he can get it done here. Him driving into the corner pretty deep, and then it seems like you have to get on the throttle pretty quickly, get it to rotate. It's really hard to see an opportunity to pass. See Schaefer trying to get the run off the corner, but you see right there, I mean, as he gets the run off the bottom, gets super loose, just not able to get the power down. So, you know, it's going to be tough. He's going to have to work on him for a while, but unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of chances to try things because, I mean, he's got Cofield and Coffey right behind him, so he's got to make his move at the right time, or he could end up back in, you know, 5th place pretty quickly. .107, 108 of 150 now, so we're getting down to crunch time. We're going to start clicking these laps away. And if you're going to battle, here we go. Alex Huffman has a bad exit there off the corner. And Eric Schaefer going to jump on it. Can he make the pass? That outside just too strong. Schaefer going to slide right up in front of the 58. Jonathan Cofield tried to get to the outside and stop the 4 from getting back up, trying to take that spot. And it is a dog fight up here. And they're just in a box right now. And it just seems like, oh my goodness, I thought Huffman was about to get a bump as Cofield gets a little bit of the wall off of turn 4.
That's that wall I was telling you about at the beginning of the race, at the beginning of the broadcast. You got to watch that wall.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Harlow just passed 17. 17 got in the wall, which is still green.
Got a battle for the lead. Here comes Eric Schaefer down to the inside again. Look at Cofield. He knows he's trying to get up there, and oh my goodness, has to check up. Here comes Alex Coffey to the inside. Coffey gonna drive it really deep in the corner, and oh, he does not have clearance. And oh, Cofield goes down, tries to right hook him. And they stay green. How the hell did they do that?
I have no idea. That was exciting. There was smoke off of both wheels.
Looks like there might be some damage to the 58 as he's having trouble. Gets a shot from the 5. They're going to continue to lose spots as Adam Lancaster.
Man, Adam Lancaster.
Goes down to the inside and going to pass 3 cars there if he can complete this as Cofield's trying to get this thing back rolling. 3
I don't
wide.
know.
Oh!
I don't know if Cofield has steering damage or if he just lost that much momentum.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if he just heated up the tires or if there was some sort of issue. As Warren Kyle Keith gets a little bit of contact with the 17, just laying all over the back bumper of that number 17 machine. They're getting with it right here. This is awesome.
Yeah, I think they looked in the pits and seen that lady at the pay window opening that window. So So it's definitely going to be crunch time now.
I tell you, the 22 and 5 have been around each other all race long, as Warren Kyle Keith's going to get a little bit loose there off the corner, and he's going to fall back into that 8th position. But up front, it's back to close racing, as you see the 11 give the 4 a shove, shoves him down in the corner, almost pushes him out in front of the 2, as Eric Schaefer still trying to get around that 2 machine, just can't do it on the bottom. Man, this is great stuff out of these drivers, making these tour mods look really, really fun to me.
I said last broadcast last week, this is actually my favorite car. I'm not very good at it, but I love these cars. These cars, Eddie, are fun to drive.
You can just see the frustration out of the 4. Definitely feels like he's faster, but Alex Huffman, man, has done a fantastic job of keeping his car clean. And honestly, Eric has not been very aggressive, you know, physically with Alex. Not yet, anyway. We might get down to that point, but Eric, I think, has driven pretty respectfully. And Alex really hasn't done anything to deserve to be knocked out of the way or anything at this point. We'll see how that changes on the white flag, but these two have been a lot of fun to watch. Really clean racing out of these guys. We've seen a lot of shoving and you know, beating and banging from the other drivers. So we'll see how long this patience kind of holds out, and especially with Alex Coffey behind Eric Schaefer, how long can he really realistically wait for trying to do something with that Nerf bar?
Well, Eddie, Dakota, who wants to give the broadcast jinx? Yellow or no yellow?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm hoping for no yellow, but
Me too.
Here we go. Eric Schaefer gives the Nerf bar to the 2, and Alex does a fantastic job of holding on to it, but here comes a run from the 4, and now Coffey going to get to the outside as Schaefer tries to defend that top side, as Coffey tried to take advantage of that and go around to the outside of the 4. But we saw the first shot out of Eric Schaefer, trying to test him, see if he can hang on to it. Man, Alex Huffman does a great job of not letting that car get out of shape and holds on to that top spot. Sorry to cut you off there, Chuck.
No, I was just asking you two if y'all were going to do the broadcast jinx. I don't want to see yellow. I just was asking y'all if you were going to give a broadcast jinx on somebody.
You know, I want to see a good, clean race. I don't want to see any late race restarts. Right now, we have the makings of a great finish. I just don't know how. It just seems like, and Dakota, you can tell me, at this point, get down to just 25 laps to go. We get down towards 10 laps to go. We've already seen a shot out of Schaefer. And here we go. He's going to lean on him a little bit in the middle of the corner. You know, I don't know if we're going to see a green flag finish. I think there's going to be another yellow for sure, and it may come from up front here.
Yeah, like it's, you can only take so much, you know, if you know you're faster than a guy ahead of you, and you know there's that golden rule of racing, you know, 3 bumps and you're going around. I think you know, as we get closer to the finish here, I think the bumps are going to get harder and they're going to get longer, and you know, you don't want to flat out wreck somebody, but you want to push them off into the turn where they're going to have to do something drastic in order to save it, so you can, you know, sneak on around.
Well, the 5 and the 22 is still battling. They've been battling all night long. Currently, the 5 is in front of the 22, but they've been battling, still battling. So, yeah, there's no telling.
Well, frustrations could boil over at any point right here. As, I mean, Alex Coffey trying to do something here. Kyle Benson as well. And, I mean, it's coming to a fever pitch right now. I've got to say, Eric Schaefer is putting unbelievable pressure on the 2. I mean, he has been relentless, and Huffman not able to really get away, and it just seems like he's constantly trying to defend and trying to get, you know, a good entry so he can get a good exit to try to make sure that number 4 can't get a good run on him. But I mean, these guys, man, they are doing a fantastic job of getting around this track. Schaefer has already been trying him a couple times using that Nerf bar. I mean, it's eventually you're just gonna have to move him, and hopefully, I mean, just hopefully the 2 sees it coming and can prepare.
Yeah, let's not forget also, these guys still want to win. Yes, this is a fun series. It's an off-season winter series, but it's still sponsored by MPI, some other big-name sponsors. Guys want to win. It's high exposure, and they're competitors. Guys want to win, you know? So, I get it.
You can see Schaefer has consistently tried to drive down off the corner from middle off. You see he's going to continue to try, and I think he's just hoping. I mean, at this point, it just seems like there's really not much to gain here if Alex Huffman doesn't make a mistake. But I think what you're hoping for is that Huffman comes off the corner and makes contact with the wall, and you're able to get around him or gets loose or something. But you just you gotta keep applying the pressure. I mean, if you're gonna force him into a mistake, if you just let him drive off half a second, you know, he's got a lot of. I mean, he can just kind of take it easy, but you keep putting that pressure on, you can try to force him into a mistake, and so far, I mean, Alex Huffman, I mean, ice water in his veins, but look at this lap traffic that's coming up. Will that be a factor?
Well, I'm looking at Alex Coffey. I think he's actually just biding his time. He's still putting the pressure on, and there you go.
There
I was looking at Alex, just waiting to see what the leaders were going to do and maybe take advantage of something between them two. That's my pick, is what Alex was doing on that last run.
Well, we're going to get we'll rack them back up and do it again, but caution comes out for Blaine Wilson, who sort of has just a half spin here. Watch the 18 car. I mean, really doesn't even spin out, just kind of a half spin, comes to a stop on the track, and that's enough to trigger the caution. So, I mean, honestly, if I'm Alex Huffman, I'm happy to see the caution. I mean, golly, I'm watching him race, and I need a break. You know, I mean, if I'm Huffman, I mean, he's been dealing with that number 4 machine for the last 30 laps, and this is a much needed break for that too. Just let his arms kind of rest.
Eddie, I'm with you as well, but I'm gonna go one other person, which I said right before the caution, is Coffey. I think he was just staying in touch with them and defending his position, but waiting to see what happened between the leaders to maybe just let them do some sort of shenanigans, and him just kind of swoop around. So I'm my eyes on the number 11. That was before the caution, so now everything can go out the window.
Yeah. You know, so far what we've seen out of these restarts is the leader's been able to get away on most of them. And, you know, so it's almost not great for Eric Schaefer, who has been running in second. That outside line is going to open the door for Alex Coffey to have a nice run down to the inside. But, you know, can you complete the pass on the inside? That's been the biggest problem. But we've seen people on the outside struggle to get that car in 1 and 2 to, you know, get the run off the corner. So, I mean, there's a lot that can go on here. They're only going to have a few laps once they go back green. We should have a couple more laps, so probably 7 or 8 laps of green flag. And you know, the likelihood we don't have another caution is pretty low. So we're probably going to have 2 or 3 restarts to get it figured out. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think if I was Alex Coffey, I would be glued to the back bumper of Huffman, because, you know, Huffman, he's going to have control of this restart. So if you're up on his bumper, as soon as you hear him at that gas, you know, you better be stomping it too, so you can get the try to get the position on Schaefer.
I'd
So
agree
here we
with
go, going green here with Alex Huffman, Eric Schaefer side by side. Who is going to come home with the victory? 9 laps to go, coming to 8. Great restart for Alex Huffman. Let's see if Schaefer can get the run off the top side he needs, or will Alex Coffey get up there and battle for second. Coffey actually has a pretty good run through the middle of the corner. We'll see if Schaefer can hang on to it. He does. He gets a nice run. He's right on the back bumper of the 2 machine. Now Alex Coffey's got some. Oh, no!
Oh!
Huffman goes around. And caution is out as your leader, Alex Huffman, goes around. And did he get some help? My goodness. Well, that we didn't know where the wreck was coming from, but I did not expect that. Let's take a look at the replay. Eric Schaefer on the back bumper of the 2, goes down the corner, gives him a little bump there, and coming off the corner, gets him out of shape, and the 2 goes around, and that brings out the caution.
There's a
So,
little
wow,
contact.
can't believe that. That is crazy.
There was a little contact with Coffey and the number 4, but it doesn't. It looked minimal. I don't think there's damage on either vehicle.
I mean, it's really hard to say if it was, if that was an intentional, I don't know, guys. What do y'all think?
Well, here's my deal, Eddie. We talk about short track. I don't care if it's NASCAR or this or that or whatever. Talk about short track using a bumper. But there's a way to do it. You push a guy or you wreck a guy or whatever. I personally don't have the skill. I'm either not going to touch you or I'm going to wreck you because I don't have the skill to do the proverbial bump and run. So I don't really have a say in that because I don't have the skill to bump somebody out of the way without wrecking them.
Kind of slow it down a little bit. You can see, it's hard to say if Schaefer meant to do it or just trying to push him in the middle and got on that left side of the bumper. And once you do that, especially off the corner, that car is unloading and the 2 just goes around. But either way, Eric Schaefer still holds on to the top spot.
And there's Coffey. Right there on the outside. Benson, Cofield, and Harlow up to 5th.
We get the 1 to green. Gonna have just 3 laps to go when we take, oh man, the green flag, but I don't think we're done. I think there's going to be some more wrecks, but I think if you're Schaefer, you've been waiting on this moment all race long. Going to have control of the restart. Coffey, oh, they make contact. Coffey in the wall. Here comes Kyle Benson down the inside with 3 wide. Oh, Coffey gets into the shift. Oh, my God.
I think we had 2 wrecks there, fellas.
Coffey gets into the back of Schaefer, and the 4 goes around.
And this race has got turned upside down on its head real quick.
Man, go back and look here on the replay what happened up front. Chuck, you can tell me who was involved in the second one after we get done with this, but watch this restart as Coffey gets into the right rear quarter, the right rear tire there. Coffey's going to get in the wall, and oh, wow, Schaefer just loses it.
Yeah,
a little bit of net code. I mean, a little bit of net code there, but I mean, honestly, Schaefer is loose and spinning out before Coffey ever gets close to him. And look at that contact there on the restart, and then watch this right there. I mean, he is already spinning out. I honestly don't think Coffey ever touched him.
No, I agree. They had initial contact on the restart, and then he got loose. not Coffee, but the number 4 got loose on corner entry or around the apex, and maybe he lost some grip from the contact, but
I mean, if you look at the replay right there, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
see any contact. So
yeah, that looked net codish.
no, I mean, it looks. I mean, well, maybe that, yeah, a little bit, but honestly, it looks like Schaefer just loses it, which I just wasn't expecting to see that at all. You see the contact there on the green flag, like you said, there's a wreck going on behind him. But yeah, I mean, Schaefer just goes down the corner. I don't know if that damage from that contact had an effect on that, but man, Schaefer was wrecking. I'm not even sure they made contact. So wow.
Yeah, and I don't know how they're going to play this. You know, Schaefer spun after the caution, and he's actually up here behind the pace car. You know, so I don't know if race control is going to give him his spot back or how this is going to play out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah, you're right. He is. He's being scored in 15th. But I don't know. There was no contact there. If it was some really awful net code, but I didn't see Coffee make contact at all. So I'm not really sure. I mean, honestly, like he kind of spun himself out.
Yeah, and without seeing telemetry, he might have throttled up too hard as he approached the apex of the corner. Because that's he had corner entry, and then as he was approaching the apex of the corner, that's when the ass end started coming around.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting ready to go green, and it looks like.
And this is one of 3 green-white checkers, by the way, fellas. There are 3 in this series. 3 green-white checkers. This is number 1 of 3.
And I don't know what happened to Schaefer. I'm not really sure. I think he went to the back. Is that right? I don't see him anymore. But so up front, green flag is back out as Alex Coffey gets a great jump. Going to take the outside. I think that's a smart move. And oh my God, Kyle Benson! What a great little bit of contact there to get the 11 out of shape. Here comes the 11. He ain't gonna let that slide. Pushes him up the track. And they make more contact.
Banging wheels.
2 to go.
Wheels.
And these boys are throwing freaking haymakers.
Oh, here we go. Here comes Warren Kyle Keith in the 22. Oh, he gets turned. Warren Kyle Keith gets turned. White flag is out. Does Kyle Benson have anything for him? Alex Coffey gonna weather the storm, and he is gonna take the checker flag. Holy moly.
Alex Coffey. Yeah. I told you, I called it a couple restarts ago.
You did.
I did call it. That's my guy. I'll interview him.
Ooh. Wow. Uh-oh. A little bit of... We'll see if there's... 2 comes up to say congratulations. Let's go back on that restart and watch that again as they go back green. Here's the restart. We watched it live. We'll watch it again. You see Kyle gives the 11 a little bit of love, trying to get him out of shape. He gets it. The 11, though, drives right down in there and boots him out of the groove. They door bang as they're coming to the white flag. Can you ask for a better race? And you see Warren Kyle Keith back here in the 22 car. He's watching all this. Gives the shot to the 11, and coming off the corner, a little bit of contact. Let's see who that's from. Oh, that's Jonathan Cofield. And Cofield's going to get into the 22 and send him around, and then Alex Coffey, with the breathing room he needs, going to come off the corner, checkered flag, waves, takes the win. Wow.
Yeah, I told y'all 2 restarts ago, watch out for Alex.
Man, oh man. Whoa.
Guess I should go buy a lottery ticket, huh?
I don't know about that, but man, what a crazy race. Golly,
Well, I mean,
that was a crazy finish.
I mean, as far as my picks.
Alex Coffey doing donuts on the front stretch as we get ready to do some interviews. Let's go through the results, see where everybody finished. Some disappointing finishes for some guys who've been running up front. Alex Coffey takes the win with Kyle Benson there in second place. Adam Lancaster comes home in final podium spot. Jonathan Cofield in 4th. Cody Kinsey, didn't talk about him hardly all night long, comes home with a top 5 finishing position. Johnny Shade in the 6th spot. Barry Knapp in 7th. Shane Wyatt going to come back and finish 8th. Alex Huffman recovers. Dominated the race. And after that spin, going to come home in 9th spot. And Parker Bland comes home in 10th. 11th going to be Craig Lautenschlager, your points leader. Eric Schaefer, after his spin, comes home in 12th. Jason Hastings going to come home in 13th. 14th is Charles Stevens Jr. Warren Kyle Keith, that wreck on the last lap, comes home 15th. Blaine Wilson, 16th. Stephen Harlow in 17th. 18th, Timothy Stubblefield, and Matthew Jorgensen in 19th. Well, boys, that was a lot of fun. I tell you what, let's take a break and get our mind right, get everything set up, and then we'll come back for some interviews in just a moment.
Let's meet the supply chain technology lineup. Coil machines, a powerful combination of access, control, and traceability. Sensor devices, take what you need, the device reports who, what, and how much. Multi-use lockers, vend bulk items, manage assets, and pick up orders. And electronic bins, avoid stockouts with 24/7 inventory monitoring. The key to the game, a local blue team to keep your supply chain moving full speed ahead. Fastenal, where industry meets innovation.
All righty, we're back, ready for some interviews. We want to talk to these drivers. And Dakota, I believe you're caught up with Adam Lancaster, your 3rd place finisher.
Yeah, Adam, this is Dakota, Eddie, and Chuck in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you kind of had a quiet night all night, and then it kind of come unglued there at the end, and you found yourself with a podium position. Kind of unpack, your night, from the first stage to the second.
Yeah, the last few weeks have been a little rough, and some of that's come from the competitor side, and some of that's come from my side, especially with these modifieds. I'm not very experienced with them, and knowing the brake package and just basically all of it. So I went into this week just trying to take what you can get, but don't push the issue, and just kind of see where things land, and that seemed to work well for the most part. We got up there and got the 5 in behind us, and I think his brake pedal broke off his car because he was using me for a brake for several laps there. But at any rate, kind of went to plan tonight and was fortunate enough to get a podium finish out of it with those guys up there racing hard at the end. And I felt like I was maybe a 5th to 7th place car, so plus a little bit to that was we'll take it.
Yeah, it was definitely a good points night for you, and very good looking car, and I'll go ahead and let you rattle off some of your sponsors and who helps you keep this thing on the track.
Yeah, well, first of all, Aiden's Journey and Autism Awareness. That's he follows my son and his battles with autism. So always glad to have them on the car every week. Lancaster Transmissions, Rims One, Ghostface Brewing, Kinder Performance Group for everything that they do for us. Alex Huffman Designs, of course, for awesome paint scheme. And yeah, just thank the guys that run the league, and thank you guys for a great broadcast, and Alex Huffman for all that he does, not just for my paints, but as a teammate, he's always there to help me out, and really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely a very good night for the 17 car, and I reckon we'll see you next weekend. I think we go to New Hampshire, so we'll see you there, bud.
Absolutely, thank you, guys.
All right, Adam Lancaster, your third place finisher. And we'll talk to Kyle Benson, who had a crazy last lap. Kyle, Eddie, Chuck, Dakota in the booth. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, we talked to you before the race, and man, there at the end, some wild stuff happening, and had a shot. You and Alex Coffey banging wheels, trying all kinds of things to get around each other. And there at the end, he was able to get in front of you. I mean, honestly, both of you kind of leaned on each other and did a great job of not, wadding it up there. What else did you need to maybe get around that 11 and get the dub tonight?
Yeah, I kind of figured we're going to swing haymakers at each other because, I'd found that out recently. But, honestly, if I don't make a mistake in turn one, I just kind of overdrove entry to one, thinking he's going to really dive it in there hard and just try to give him as much room as he can to slide up so I can drive around him. But I just got too high up and got in the marbles. So if I don't get in the marbles, it'll probably be a better shot for me. But I don't know. Just kind of getting used to how everybody runs here. I've just started running here. So getting everything, used to and everything, and just trying to get used to these cars. These modifieds are definitely a different beast and animal, but definitely a lot of fun though. Fun racing hard.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hung around in that fourth spot all night long, and once the two leaders kind of get, spun out and go to the back, it kind of opened up, the ability. I mean, running in fourth, it felt like you were a mile back from the lead. Just seemed like it was so dang tough to pass. But there on that final restart, I mean, you had to feel like, oh gosh, I got an opportunity here. And I mean, what was your thought process going into that final restart, knowing that you had a chance to maybe get the win?
Just gonna have to drive the wheels off the thing. I just felt like I was a fourth place car at most tonight, but the opportunity fell, excuse me, opportunity fell on my lap, and try to make the most of it. With those opportunities, you always try to get as much as you can, and definitely a second's better than a fourth. I can talk to y'all, but definitely knew going in is that I had to beat him at least into turn one, or at least be even with him. And I didn't mean the rough up going into one. I thought he was coming down and I came up, but it's fighting for a win. So, and it was definitely hard to pass. It was probably like the hardest I've ever had to fight somebody to pass. It's just with how the banking is and how everything works, and fancy car stuff that I don't know. That it makes it one lane. It's kind of new coming in. It was gonna be like that, but just try to make the most of our situation and just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I mean, just one more week in the short track stuff. You got tour mods at New Hampshire next week, and then we finish that round up, and then move on into the big car stuff, starting with the ARCA car. How you feeling? What's the confidence level going into the ARCA car?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm decent in the ARCA car. I think I'll have a good fighting chance, better than these short track cars. But it was fun racing these short track cars. Getting used to different stuff I don't drive all the time. So, but excuse me, getting into these bigger tracks and such with big cars, have a lot of more fun with it. So it's just kind of like more of my pace, my style. So if I can replicate the run I can have in these, maybe I can have a good shot for the next few races.
Yeah, for sure. Well, congratulations on the second place finish. I mean, you're up front all race long and had an opportunity there. You were able to kind of beat and bang and still come out with a second place finish. So that was an awesome show you guys put on. So congratulations, man. Who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, I got to appreciate the boys, MRMS. Coming in this year, I knew this was going to be a whole different animal. Definitely trying to get my feet wet. Just getting used to how everybody races here. It's a different league for me. Excuse me. I don't know what I'm getting, but man, this sucks. But just pretty much everybody that helps me out. Been kind of a tough skid the last few weeks, so kind of pulled myself out of there and was able to put at least a race together and be able to be second up here. And got to thank everybody here at MPI Xfinity. Definitely have a lot of fun. Can't wait for more. Can't wait for the season to start, and you guys for a whale of broadcast. I'll probably have to rewatch it, see what y'all was reacting to the fit of finish. And other than that, man, that's pretty much about it.
All right. Well, Kyle Benson, your second place finisher, and I believe Chuck Phelps is caught up with your race winner, Alex Coffey.
Alex Coffey, Chuck Dakota, and Eddie up in the booth. How are you, sir?
I'm doing better than I was at the halfway break, I guess.
Absolutely. Hey, first of all, first and foremost, congratulations. So to speed this up, we talked about your mindset at the break and everything about your mindset and this, that, and everything else. And I want to recap my viewership as a broadcaster. Had a great battle. You worked yourself up through the field from your restart after our intermission, and you were up there, and there's a great battle going up there in front of you. And rightfully so. We were talking about the two in front of you, and you're sitting there in third. And I said on the broadcast, said to my fellow broadcasters, I'm like, hey, I think Alex is just waiting to see what's going on. I think he's keeping in touch. He's biding his time. But I called it. I said, watch out for Alex. Absolutely watch out for Callis. So for Alex. So fast forward on that last restart, you did have a little contact with the number 4 on this start, but no wreck, no harm, no foul. You rubbed a little tire there, and he got ahead of you. He was ahead of you, and then it looked like he just got loose, lost it. I don't have telemetry, obviously, so I don't know if he throttled up too hard or I don't know what was going on in his cockpit, but he lost it, and you got by him. And then you took the lead, and the 22 gave you a shot, not necessarily disrespectfully. It was, short track racing, going for the win. And he gave a shot to your bumper, and you held it. You didn't get too loose. You wiggled a little bit, and you kept it going, and you got the win. So take me through how your mindset real quick, how you got through the field, got to that position, and then maintained that lead.
Yeah, I was just when I was in third there behind him, I was definitely having to push to keep up with him, but I just knew if there was a late race caution, just to try to stay up there in the mix to have a shot at it. And they ended up tangling and all the other stuff. I believe Ford just got up in the marbles trying to throw a little slider and clear up and got loose there. But yeah, it was a good battle there at the end with me and Benson. That was a lot of fun. I like a little beating and banging here and there, but make short track racing exciting. So I had a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations to you, for me and from all of us in the booth. But again, I did call it. I was like, watch out for Alex. And you ran a hell of a race because you were up there and then you fell back and then you were up there again and you got the win. So congratulations to you. Do you have any shout outs, loved ones, family members, sponsors that you would like to thank at this time?
Oh yeah, shout out to y'all for broadcasting the course. Shout out to Chuck for giving me the good luck blessing on the broadcast, and shout out my teammates Blaine and Johnny. Blaine got caught up in and some stuff again. He needs a break on his luck, but I know he's a heavy contender on the bigger cars once we get up there. And shout out to my mom for watching. And yeah, just everybody for a good race. I hope I didn't make anybody too upset.
Well, there you have it. Your winner, Alex Coffey, takes home the win. Just led 2 laps tonight, but man, led the most important lap. And man, what a finish! What a race! I mean, a lot to kind of digest there. A lot of beating and banging. Just sort of a necessity of the way the race was going, how the car and track kind of worked out there. And there at the end, it really made for an exciting finish for sure. As Coffee was able to get up there and take the win. But yeah, getting down towards the end of this thing, we want to give our sponsors a little bit more love, and I'll go ahead and start it with Fastenal, and we'll give MPI to Chuck and Dakota if you want to take the sim wrap market. But say you're at work and all the lights flicker and then go out. You try to move, you bump into something, you turn and bump into something else. You can't work like this. You need to be able to see what's happening. That's how your inventory feels. So why are you keeping your inventory in the dark? Look at it this way. If you can't answer these questions, what inventory do you have on hand? Where is it located? And how quickly is it being used? And you need supply chain visibility. Fastenal can help. Their FMI technology lets you monitor inventory, track assets, control consumables. How do they do it? Fastenal has vending machines, lockers, bins that sense your inventory levels and how product is being used in your business. Each of those inventory solutions sends its data to the cloud, where Fastenal's team can ensure that you avoid stockouts while not carrying excess inventory. If you're in the dark on what's happening in your supply chain, let Fastenal shine a light on the parts and supplies to keep your business running. Go to Fastenal.com and see how they do it. Fastenal, where industry meets innovation. All right, Chuck, hit me with the MPI if you don't mind. Let's give them the goods.
I do not mind. Thank you, Eddie. I'm actually very honored and privileged to read this ad because it is MPI, Max Pappas Industries. As we all know, Max Pappas is a real-world race car driver. He's a legend. He's an amazing individual. And he sponsors this league and many other things. It's so MPI Innovations has become a renowned leader in steering wheel and safety innovation for elite motorsports teams. Today, MPI produces top-tier products for champions in every discipline of racing imaginable, including sim racing. You can outfit your sim racing experience with an MPI sim chassis, a foldable wheel stand, Logitech steering wheel adapter, and 6, yes, I said 6 different sim steering wheels. MPI continues to channel its expertise into creating a cutting-edge steering wheels and products for the entire racing world. Check out MPI at maxpappas.com and on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you, Eddie.
Perfect. Now, what's the address to Instagram? Can you tell me?
Okay, well, thank you, Eddie, for calling me out there. Love you, brother.
Well, I think Dakota has got the read for our friends over at SimWrap Market.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when it comes to creating jaw-dropping graphics for your virtual racing machines, look no further than SimWrap Market. Their talented team of designers has come together to provide you with an impressive arsenal of sim racing design resources that will take your virtual racing experience to a whole new level. From pit lane to winner circle, SimRack Market has you covered with pre-made designs, number sets, patterns, overlays, and smart templates that will instantly elevate your racing experience. So whether you're a seasoned painter or just getting started, SimRack Market has everything you need to make your market on the virtual racetrack. Don't wait. Check out the full spectrum of options available at simwrapmarket.com. SimWrap Market, iRacing paints made easy.
Well, Man, what a great race. I want to thank Martin Sports as well for their sponsorship of this series. And I mean, closing thoughts, guys. I mean, I think we covered a lot of it as, we've kind of said the same things over and over again about this particular race. It was pretty straightforward, but I mean, closing thoughts here, Chuck, on the race tonight, and maybe what we can expect next week at New Hampshire.
My thoughts. First, it was a serious improvement from last week. And by that, I don't mean that last week was bad, but again, there is a disparity between the guys that are familiar with this car track combo and guys that aren't, but there was a huge improvement tonight. I mean, for the most part, very few wrecks. Obviously, the aggressor level increased as we got to the closing laps, and there were cautions, but the racing was great. There were some battles at the beginning. There was some single file stuff, but there was some racing, and there was some side by side racing. There was some, giving the chrome horn, but not necessarily dirty or egregiously either. It was just good racing, and I feel it's going to be better even next week, and then going further on as the competitors get into vehicles that they're more familiar with. And that's my thoughts. I think it's only going to get better and better on this MPI sponsored series.
Dakota?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a tale of two races, essentially. The first 70 laps was, even kill. Everybody was nice and respectful, and then we got to that stage break and let everybody get a reset under them, and then the intensity definitely ramped up there towards the end, and we seen a lot of moves being made, a lot of bumpers being laid, and there might be some hurt feelings too, but it's all in the name of entertainment, and we're all here to have fun. So we'll see how much of this spills over into New Hampshire next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, another great week of racing. Great Tuesday night, always fun, and can't wait for next week to see how this round's going to end up, and then we'll get in some big car stuff, and I think we'll see the talent start to I mean, obviously a lot of these guys are not short track, and some of them never race these cars, so there's a big learning curve. I think as we move up through the ARCA and the trucks, we'll see some pretty damn good racing, because I think we got a full field of just dogs out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But another good race tonight. Congratulations to Logan Surgeon and his family on their brand new baby. And thanks to all the admins, Chris Brogar, for all the work he does. And thank you, too, in the booth for offering up some pretty top-tier commentary. And it's always good. If you're not subscribed to VSRN, you're still here, hit that subscribe button. Get us to 500. I don't know why I care so much about it. It just seems like a good round number. I'd love to get there. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button. But we'll be back tomorrow night for the Goat Locker series here on VSRN. Come on by, check that out. They got a pretty cool series. That's a league run by veterans, for veterans, and boy, I do love that series a lot. So come out and check them out. Racing the next gens. That'll be a lot of fun. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Congratulations again to Alex Coffey on the win here at Thompson Speedway. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you later.